And there was a couple, I would imagine, late 50s, early 60s, this very nice elderly couple. And they were so frightened even to be there where medical cannabis was going to be discussed. And there was, of course, television that was there. And even though their story was compelling and truthful and emotional, the only thing that they wanted to have filmed with their hands. That's the only thing they'd allow to. So I understand this uncertainty, and that certainly is frightening. One of the things that we have here in San Francisco, as I said, we have a card program, and even though, and I'm not going to sure how you're going to pick this thing up, but even though this card has no name, nothing about me except a photo. There's a 16-digit number here. There are no forms of any sort in the Department of Public Health that produce this. Right? So once this is produced, verified that I am who I am, and it is legitimate, they talk to that, this is issued. And even though this is the only, my photo, not my name, not my address, nothing about my medical condition, this is probably as close as you'll get to generic, and yet there are people that don't even want that. Now 215 in our state says you don't have to have any type of a card. You don't need this type of recognition. However, it just seems like law enforcement, and not that we want to throw law enforcement a bone, we don't, but law enforcement can recognize, and the facilities, it's more for our facilities here in the Bay Area. You have one of these, come on in and let us service you. That's it. You know, that's like your American Express card. Don't leave home without it if you come to one of our facilities. You've got a medical card, don't leave home. You come, you show it to us. But even though there's nothing that ties in who I am, where I'm from, or something like this, I understand that. And that's the intimidation that our government's able to do to us. That's wrong.
Laws in the state so far are looking good, but again, the federal government still causing problems for medical cannabis users. Have you gotten in touch with your federal representatives, and if so, what's the reception been?
I just had conversation with Nancy Pelosi, our congressperson from the city and county of San Francisco, and now the House Democratic whip. She has been very, very supportive of medical cannabis. She has had friends that she has known that use medical cannabis. She knows me that use medical cannabis. She has represented San Francisco, so she's very, very aware. I have two senators, Feinstein and Boxer, who are less than kind to us here in California, and especially Senator Feinstein. Very, very difficult for our former mayor, who was here with the start of the AIDS epidemic, and saw what the AIDS epidemic did to the city, but also saw the relief that cannabis was able to give to some of these folks. To have the attitude that they have is a little bit frightening. But she doesn't know folks like you and I. And that's the problem sometimes with our elected officials, is they are so out of touch with the common need. And especially on this is a proposition that passed 79% in this state. Now, Senator Feinstein and Senator Boxer would like to have those kind of numbers. Congresswoman Pelosi has those kind of numbers. But they'd like to have those. We see no help coming from either Senator Feinstein or Senator Boxer, or for that matter, anyone from the Senate. I think there was one senator that I've heard, Harry Reid of Nevada, who possibly may want to consider even hearing cannabis. I talked with Representative Barney Frank a year or so ago at this very convention in Washington, D.C., and I continue to have correspondence with his office and the work that he's trying to do. It always bemuses me. We have 9 states now that have medical cannabis. Why isn't there a congressional delegation working harder to make the will of the people of their state something? I don't understand that. I heard Governor Davis of California speak that if all goes well, we'll pass France as the 4th leading economy in the world, the state of California. Well, that might be all well and good, but if we're so economic and we're so prosperous, then why are families being destroyed, and why are individual lives of people who don't deserve destruction? Why are they being destroyed? Our elected officials at the national level continue to let us down. That's a problem we have. Thank God we are in San Francisco, like you alluded to, and how damn lucky I am to have the type of district attorney that I have and the working relationship that I have and we have as the medical cannabis community. We're going to hear from Supervisor Mark Leno, who I've worked very, very closely with in development of legislation later on this afternoon. Folks that are unfamiliar with San Francisco and our politicians, they're going to see that. But you're absolutely right. For my health care and for medical cannabis, I couldn't be in a better location. And that's why I want to serve this community as well as I do want to serve it.
With that, thank you.
That was great.
Great.
Thanks very much, Wayne.